Krishna, Andal Tiruvadigalai Sharanam. Neela Tungastanagiri Tati Suptamudbodhya Krishnam Paratyam Swam Shruti Sarasira Siddham Adhyapayanti Svocheshtayam Srajanigalitam Yabalakritya Bhunkte Goda Tasyai Namaidamidam Bhuya Evastu Bhuyaha. 28th Pasuram. Karavaigal Pinsendru Kanam Sendun Boom Anivondrumillada Aikulattu Un Tannai Piravip Perundanai Punniyam Yamudayum Kurayondrumillada Govinda Un Tannodu Raravil Namakkinga Orika Oriyada Ariyada Pillai Galomanbina Un Tannai Sirupir Ayattanavum Siri Arulade Iraivai Nitarai Parayilo Rambavai. In Pasuram 27, Andal and her friends are asking for the ultimate benefits of having come to Krishna and observed their vratam. They address Krishna as Govinda. They want to receive all material prosperity which is to be used to serve him.
Now, in Pasuram 28, Andal and her friends again address Krishna as Govinda and also as one beyond all wants, Kurayondrumillada. Andal and her friends also mention here their own humble origins in a cowherd family. They only know about raising the cows and sharing food with each other. They are blessed to have him born as one among them. They desire no other type of relationship with him. They request him to forgive them without being angered if they have unknowingly talked about him in intimate and endearing terms as just a mere relative. O deliver us, Nitarai, you are indeed the supreme, Iraiva.
In the first verse, Andal says, Narayanane Namake Parai Taruvan. The Lord is one who is to be attained by us. He is also the means of this attainment. Andal elaborates on this in this verse and the verse to follow. The path of Sharanagati has been told here on the pretext of Nobu observance. Kannan says, I have already accepted to give you all those things that you have asked me for, starting from Chudagami. But yet it seems you have something else to ask me of. What is it?
The gopis reply, our earlier pleas were meant for our own. You also consented to observe the Nombu ritual with us. But now, our sole aim is to attain the bliss of your divine communion.
Kannan asks, the truth is indeed deliverance. In order to attain that, one should follow the paths of either Bhakti or Sharanagati. What path have you chosen? One should perform the sacrificial oblations without fear, as per one's status, and should refrain from seeking the fruits of the actions. Thereof, one should realize the essential nature of the self and should behold the Supreme Soul. Such a Supreme Soul needs to be meditated upon at his lotus feet and should be a soul surrender itself. Now what have you done?
The gopis reply, Karavaigal Pinsendru Kanam Sendumbom. The unwise is often compared to a cow. We do not possess a good mind like that of a cow. We only follow the cows and take them to the forest to graze. We take our food there and come back with the cattle in the evening.
Kannan continues, that aside, not being knowledgeable is not a big issue. Have you at least sought imparts from a noble teacher?
The gopis say, to us, the cattle are like the revered preceptors Vasishta and Vishwamitra. We partake the milk that is given by these cattle. Where else could we get a more relishing fodder? Moreover, we do not live in the lands that are the habitat of noble souls who would bestow their fellowmen with all good and auspicious things. We live in the dense grasslands. We hail from the ancestry of the naive and the unintelligent cowherds.
Kannan says, set that aside. At least you should have grazed your cattle in the forests of my liking, like Ahubilam, Naimisharanyam, Badrikashramam, and Viksharanyam, in order to aspire for moksha.
The gopis say, oh, we were not choosy about the forests that we took our cattle to graze. We just followed the cattle and the day as it went by.
Kannan comes back. Do you at least have any good merits on your side? How will I be able to give moksham to you with no good merits of any sort?
Gopis, come back. We do not know the purports of the Shastrams, but we do know Untannai Pirave Perundanai Punyam Yamudayam. We have done such good deeds to have made you the Supreme Lord to take birth in our lineage. Is it not our merit that we are bestowed with the fortune of being able to say that Karnan, the Lord, belongs to our Yadava Kulam? Though we are not deserving, you are the unblemished and the unsullied. Kurayondru Millada Govinda. You are perfect and absolute. Whatever be the want of the devotees, you bestow it on them plentifully. Have you not taken your birth amongst us to relieve us from all our torments and to grant us with the wealth of emancipation? Un tanno diravel namakinga orikka oriyadu. The gopis continue, you are our close relative. Our relation may neither be disowned by you, nor may be renounced by us. It is also not plausible for both of us to relinquish this relation. In the master-servant relationship, the master is the one who ordains and the servant does it to the delight of his master. We have many such bindings between us. O Narayana, I am not there without you and you are not there without me. This is established beyond doubt. Ariyada Pillaigalum Anminal, Un Tannai Sirupir Araitanamum Siri Arulade. Having foregone your virtue of supremacy, you have come and taken birth amidst us in the lineage of the Yadavas. You have endeared yourself to us unassumingly. Apart from your supremacy, you are the indweller, the supporter, the inner controller, the object of attainment, and the means of attainment. We had addressed you with the term Narayana that reflects all these purports completely. Have you been made indignant? Moreover, your supremacy is unmatched and we have been addressing you singularly as Yadava, Krishna and others. Has that made you indignant? If that is so, with all your abundant mercy, kindly forgive us for all those transgressions. We might have committed many transgressions out of our unbounded love for you. If one's hands and legs commit mistakes, then is it correct for him to punish them? Is it not your responsibility to bear with all the transgressions of your dim-witted subservients? We therefore surrender ourselves to you for forgiveness. Iraiva ni tarai parai. O Lord, bestow on us the object of our desire. Though we adore and worship the Lord with utmost devotion, at the end of it, we should seek His forgiveness and express our gratitude to Him for bearing with all those transgressions that we might have committed in the name of Bhagavat Aradhanam. This is the hidden purport of this verse.
The following important points are made by Goda in the 28th verse. In the first padam, Karavaigal Pinsendru Ganam Sindumbum, the gopis describe themselves as the ones who seek their livelihood by tending to the cattle in the forest and thus do not have such karyavalan.
In the second padam, Arivunnu Millada Aikulatta, they reveal their unfitness, Apakarsha Anusandanam, to pursue Bhakti Jnana Yogams. We are Tattva Hita Purushartha Jnana Sunyas. As it says, Jnanena Hina Pasubihi Samanaha.
In the third padam, Pirave Perundanai Punyam Yamudayum, they refer to the extraordinary bhagyam of having Krishna born as Sajatiyan in their kulam.
In the fourth padam, the gopis address him as Kurayondru Millada Govinda. They celebrate here the Mula Sukritam, the fundamental quintessential bhagyam of Ishvara Guna Purti, Prapya Prapaka Sangrahatvam and Gunatungatvam.
In the fifth padam, Tannodu Uravel Namakinga Arikka Ariyada, the gopis celebrate the Sambandha Jnanam.
In the sixth padam, Ariyada Pillaigalum Anvinal, the gopis identify themselves as the little country girls without awareness of the Loka Maryada and without Bhakti or Jnanam.
In the seventh padam, Tannai Sirupir Araitanamam Siri Arulade, the gopis seek Purva Aparadana Kshamanam.
In the eighth padam, the gopis address the Lord as Iraiva and request for Kainkarya Sampan, Ni Tarai Parai.
These 8 points are the stages to perfection for the Prapanna or one who has taken refuge in God. Therefore, we seek the blessings of Goda Devi and Krishna to practice for the perfect virtues of being a Prapanna.
Anda Tiruvadigalai Sharanam Dhanyosmi.